Good morning, students. This is a continuation lecture for the yesterday's lecture, that is 6th unit. Uh, Here in this video, I am going to explain about different testing methods, non-destructive testing method. We already know the definition of non-destructive testing, and the types of non-destructive testing is also completed. So we completed the DPT method, means dye penetration method, using the liquid type of materials. We can identify the cracks or holes present in the materials. Only on the surfaces we can identify the cracks or flaws present on the surfaces. For the surface testing, we can use that DPT method. We already saw the advantages and disadvantages of DPT method, dye penetration method, using the liquid type of solutions. Some chemicals we can use for to identify the surface cracks and breaks. There are having some limitations also to use that method. Next one is the magnetic particle method is also completed. Using the external magnetic field, we can identify where the cracks or holes will present. This is mainly applicable for the welding parts, to identify the cracks or breaks present in the welding area or joints. So by using this magnetic particle method, we can identify easily where the crack or hole will present, from where this magnetic flux is leaking, or the direction of the magnetic flux will changes. That area is represented as the crack or hole. So we'll see the some advantages of magnetic particle method. That is relatively simple method. We can easily perform this, and portable for field testing, fast for the production testing, and also reveal or disclose the small surface flaws or cracks which may be tight. So as I already told, so this is applicable for the welding parts and the joints, mainly for the pipes and the tubes, which can the gas tubes and the pipes we can apply to identify the cracks or holes present in the gas tubes or pipes. This is a simple method, easy to perform, and also portable for the field testing, and also fast for the production testing, and also which will disclose the small surface cracks or holes. Same as the DPT method, this is also having the few advantages. And also limitations: materials must be ferromagnetic, then only we can apply the external magnetic field and we can identify the changes in the flux. Orientation and the strength of the magnetic field is critical. So to identifying that direction of changing the magnetic field is a little bit critical, and detects surface and the near to surface discontinuities only. Inside the material we cannot identify the cracks or holes. Using this method, we can identify only both sides of the surface area. Inside and the outside surface only we can identify the cracks or holes. Large currents are required. So to apply the external magnetic fields, we need the large currents. These are all the limitations of magnetic particle method. Next one, another important one, is the ultrasonic testing method. So we know that the ultrasonic waves are the sound waves having high frequency, nearly more than 20 kilohertz. So we know that the sound waves which are having the frequency of 20 kilohertz is said to be the ultrasonic waves. By using these ultrasonic waves, we can identify, and by sending these ultrasonic waves inside the material, we can identify the cracks or holes or any other materials present in the specimen or test piece. Okay, for that purpose we need some separate equipment. So this is said to be the ultrasonic testing. Using ultrasonic waves, we are doing the non-destructive testing. Without destroying the material, we are identifying the cracks or holes in that material. So for that, a typical ultrasonic system consists of several functional units. So to use this, to apply this testing method, we are having some parts, some devices. Those are pulsar or receiver, and generator or piezoelectric transducer, which can produce the ultrasonic waves. The piezoelectric transducer produces the ultrasonic waves, and receiver receives the ultrasonic waves by reflecting, by traveling inside the material. And display devices, to understand the this ultrasonic waves movement, we need some display devices also. So first, a pulsar or receiver is an electronic device that can produce the high voltage electrical pulses. So a pulsar will produce the high voltage electrical pulses. Driven by the pulsar, the transducer generates the high frequency ultrasonic energy. So pulsar, using the pulsar, the piezoelectric transducer produces the ultrasonic waves. The ultrasonic waves will travel inside the material and will be captured by the receiver, and that movement of ultrasonic waves will be, and that signals which are captured by the receiver will be shown as a graph. We'll see what is that. So the sound energy is introduced and propagated through the materials in the form of waves. We know that sound energy is will can propagate through the materials in the form of the waves. When there is a discontinuity, such in the wave path, part of the energy will be reflected back from the flaw surface. So what will happen if there is any obstacle in the path of the sound energy, or if there is any hole or crack present, if that sound waves are traveling from that area or from that portion, where is the crack? So from that portion, the sum of the sound waves will reflect back. The remaining sound waves will travel inside the material to the end of the material. Inside the material, if there is any crack or hole will present, the ultrasonic waves will reflect back, and the remaining sound waves will travel to the end of the material and reflects from the back portion of the material. We'll see that the reflected wave signal is transformed into the electrical signal by the piezoelectrical transducer and is displayed on the screen. This reflected wave signal is converted into the electrical signal and will be displayed into the on the screen. So this is the setup for the ultrasonic testing method, or this is also said to be the pulse echo method. By studying the echoes, we can identify the cracks or holes location in the material. So for that, I am taking a metallic plate or a test piece, so on which I am using piezoelectric transducer, from where the ultrasonic waves will generate. So these ultrasonic waves will travel inside the material. You can see here the ultrasonic waves are traveling inside the material and reflecting from the back portion of the material if there is no crack in their path. If there is no crack or if there is no hole, these ultrasonic waves travels inside the material and will comes back. And we can note down the time to required the ultrasonic waves return. Means the time required for echo can be calculated using here. And if there is any crack, then what will happen? The ultrasonic waves cannot travel to the back portion of this plate. These ultrasonic waves reflects from the crack area. So due to this, the echo time will be reduced, and we can understand the peaks, the electrical signals which are generated from these two movements of the ultrasonic waves will be displayed like this. So you can understand here, this is said to be the pulse echo method. So by understanding the echoes generated from the after the movement of the ultrasonic waves, we can understand the crack area. So what will happen here, the crack portion will generate like this peak, and this is the this peak is represents the entire movement of the ultrasonic waves inside the material. So by understanding this graph, we can identify exact portion of the crack, and we can identify how many cracks are there and how many flaws or holes are present in this material. So only one thing we have to understand, these ultrasonic waves will travel inside the material and will come back. That echo will be recorded and displayed on the screen. By studying those echoes, we know that echo, what is echo? The reflected sound waves. The reflection of sound waves from any surface is said to be the echoes. So this, by studying these echoes from the crack area and plane area, so we can read these echoes and we can identify the crack portion by calculating the time and distance. And in the same way, if you know the time and the wavelength of the ultrasonic waves, we know that we are generating these using this. From here the ultrasonic waves will generate, so we know the frequency of the ultrasonic waves. We can calculate the wavelength of ultrasonic waves. By studying the wavelength and the echo time, we can calculate the how much distance they are traveling. So from that we can identify the thickness of the material. So here the ultrasonic waves are traveling from here. These ultrasonic waves having the wavelength, particular wavelength, and the time, echo time can be recorded. The wavelength and echo time both can be understand. So from that we can calculate thickness of the material, that is the thickness here. D, distance traveled, is considered as the thickness of the material, can be calculated. That is, D is equal to, thickness is equal to velocity into time upon 2. We'll see that formula. So this is also the same thing, same diagram. Here what will happen, the transmitter transmits the sound beam, that is the ultrasonic waves, and receiver receives the this is the setup for the ultrasonic waves testing, UT method, ultrasonic wave testing method. The sound path can be understand using this here setup. By understanding these signals coming from that receiver, by displaying the signals on the screen, by studying the echoes, we can identify the crack or hole present in that. So the main advantages of ultrasonic testing: thickness and length up to 30 feet can be tested. So we know that magnetic particle method and the this dye penetration method both are like to only to understand the cracks or holes or only for the testing purpose of surface areas near to the surface and joint parts and the welding areas. But using this ultrasonic testing, we can test the entire material, entire test piece, and inside the material also we can test. That is the main advantage of this ultrasonic testing. So thickness and length up to 30 feet can be tested. 30 feet thickness can be tested using this ultrasonic testing without destroying the material, and position, size, and type of defect can be determined. So we can easily identify the position, size, and the type of defect also. Instant test results. So there is no time lag between the test results. Portable. This equipment is also simple, capable of being fully automated. So nowadays the automated technique is also there in ultrasonic testing. Access to only one side necessary. So to test these materials, we need to access one side access is necessary. No need to access the entire device or entire machinery to apply this ultrasonic testing. There are few limitations also in ultrasonic testing. The operator can decide whether the test piece is defective or not while the test is in progress. So the operator can decide whether the piece is defective or not while the test is in progress, and considerable degree of skill necessary to obtain the. So here we need the skilled people to understand the this movement of the ultrasonic waves and to study that graphs and all. Very thin sections can prove difficult. So some thickness should be there to travel these ultrasonic waves. These are only the main limitations. So this is the just image of the ultrasonic measurement. So here the ultrasonic waves are traveling from here and will test inside the material and will captured by this receiver. So that receiver signals can be displayed here. From that signals they can identify the holes or blocks or cracks or any, if anything unwanted material is present inside that test piece. Thank you. We'll go for the next type of testing in the next lecture.